This episode brought to you by Smart Tailor by Daniel Collections.
Well, a bit different today on Tiger TV as we're going to try and demonstrate some of the problems if you're not wearing the correct buoyancy aid, life vest, buoyancy vest when you're out in the water. Because if you're not, catastrophes can happen. Hi, welcome to Tiger TV. In the wake of the awful tragedy last Thursday afternoon with the boat, the Phoenix, sinking, we're trying to ascertain exactly what they were wearing when they ended up in the water. Now, there's quite a lot of controversy about what the difference is between a life vest or a buoyancy vest. This clearly is a life jacket, and what they were wearing was probably a lot more like this than it was this. To find out exactly what the difference is and some of the guidelines about what people should be wearing on these boats, we're speaking to Mark Borquette from Marine Surveyors and Consultants Thailand to try and get a better understanding. Okay, so Mark, we've got a range of life jackets and buoyancy vests and things here. There seems to be quite a lot of confusion about the differences between buoyancy vest, life jackets. What's the difference?
Well, buoyancy aids, they are essentially for non-swimmers, and they have to be worn properly and shown how to wear them. So buoyancy aids give you less inflation and ability to stay afloat in rough weather than a life jacket.
Now, this one looks sort of similar to what the people were wearing who ended up in the sea on Friday. This is basically just a buoyancy vest.
It's a vest, but this is described as a buoyancy aid.
A buoyancy aid.
It's for non-swimmers. Sorry, this is for non-swimmers.
So it's got equal buoyancy on the front and around the back.
Yep.
Okay. Now this one, of course, this is a key. This is made for younger people.
Sure. Yep. That's for sure. It's a child's.
Because if you're not wearing the correct size, it could just slip off when you jump in the water.
Exactly right. How
would you prevent that from happening?
Many different designs, but some of them have crotch straps. So you put it on properly, you clip it up, so if you happen to jump into the water, it doesn't pull off, and you don't break your neck or injure your neck.
Now, this is a life jacket. Could you talk about this, please?
This is it's an offshore jacket, and this is calibrated for a larger person. And you jump in the water and you pull a cord similar to an aircraft life jacket, and it inflates automatically. So
it would be quite small when you're wearing it, and then when you pull the cord, it inflates.
Right. Exactly right.
And like the aircraft ones, it's got the air tube, so you can increase its inflation and the whistle.
Yes, to attract attention.
To attract attention, now this is the rip cord here?
Yeah, I've inflated it manually rather than use all the gas.
So don't pull the cord?
No, I've disconnected it just in case you did.
Okay, which I would, yeah, sure. Okay, so we're actually going to demonstrate and see what the difference is, because the difference between a buoyancy aid or buoyancy vest and a life jacket, my understanding is that the life jacket will keep you on your back and your head out of the water.
Correct, that's right. The whole idea of this is you have inflation behind your neck, and it keeps you upright in the water and your head above the water all the time. Some of the more modern, perhaps expensive designs, they also have a hood. So you put this on, you've got it on, it's inflated, then you can put the hood over your face to protect you from the elements and exposure to a certain extent.
Okay. All right, let's head to the pool.
Okay, let's go.
Well, here we are at a pool. Thank you very much to Mark Borquette for letting us use his swimming pool. I'm going to try and sort of roughly simulate what happens with this type of buoyancy vest if you just put it on and jump into the water. We'll see what happens. Hope it's warm. Here we go. well, it comes off. Right, number 2, this is our buoyancy aid. Same thing, this is the lowest category. It's for a person who can actually swim. So we'll put this on, we'll do it up this time. Now imagine if you're in a panic, you're having to do all this, but at least it's going to be done up this time, nice and tight. I won't hold it, I'll jump in like this and see how it goes. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Well, as you can see, I'm floating. It is aiding my floating. If I pull it down and I hold it up here, I can actually keep my head above water and I'm fairly comfortable. The problem is though, I'll come a bit closer. With these, with the flotation all around, is I could go onto my back, or just as easily, if I'm unconscious, I can go and end up staying there and probably drowning. Okay, now we'll try a life jacket. Okay, now this is a life jacket. It's got the whistle, it's got the tube. It will automatically inflate when you hit the water, or if it doesn't, you've got the toggle down here which you can pull, so it will inflate if it doesn't happen automatically. Now you wouldn't inflate this until it gets into the water, but even if you do, here you are, you're ready to go. You'd probably hold it and you can jump. But of course, if it's not inflated, it's going to be a lot easier to wear, really without impeding you moving around the boat or enjoying yourself. So here we go, we're going to jump in and see what the difference is with a proper registered life jacket. Okay, well, one thing is very obvious, is that my head is very well supported. If I do nothing and I just lie here, you can see what happens automatically is my head is supported and I've got no choice but to end up on my back. No matter what I do, I can't, but if I do nothing, I end up with my head supported and on my back. Now, even if I'm unconscious, at least I'm going to be breathing and I'm not drowning. So this is the difference between a life jacket and some of those buoyancy vests or buoyancy aids. Okay, Mark, got my clothes back on. Let's just finish by going through the rules and regulations. As we understand, there could be a little bit of ambiguity as to exactly what certain size of craft are required to carry. Are they required to wear a buoyancy aid or a buoyancy vest whilst they're actually on the boat, or only when they're swimming or if they're told to by the crew?
That is entirely the decision of the skipper.
Of the captain?
Master. Yep.
Okay.
That's his call. But essentially for going to sea in any sort of weather, you should wear a life jacket.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a non-swimmer and you're not used to the sea.
Sure,
Yep.
sure. And our understanding is that a lot of the Chinese are not particularly good swimmers.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Mark, thank you very much for your time talking to us. Obviously, a lot of investigation that needs to go on. Understand the sensitivities from your point of view.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for talking to us about the differences in the many, many types of life vests, life supports, buoyancy supports, life jackets. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome. Cheers.
If you are heading out into the Andaman Sea on any of these boat tours, you really need to know more about exactly what you're wearing and how it's going to assist you if you do end up in the water. If you'd like to contact Mark and find out more, here are his details. Thank you very much for joining us on Tiger TV.